Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's call. My name is James Larson. I'm with the Live Free Fellowship, and joining me is Mr. Bill Way, the CEO of Live Free Fellowship, who has over 30 years of experience in the break room vending space. He's also a Wall Street Journal #1 best-selling author. You may have heard of his book, Vending Success Secrets. That's in its third edition now. And then his up-and-coming book, Micromarkets, is also definitely going to rock your world. So make sure you get a hold of both copies. And today we're going to talk about micromarket vending and just kind of give you a background on Bill's experience, our knowledge, and what we see with the industry. And again, Bill's very well known. He's had a lot of success. He's really the key component to making this our business model work, where we've been successfully helping folks just like yourself since 2019 in the micromarket vending space. But I know he's got much more experience in vending prior to that as well. And I'll let him talk in a moment. But yeah, I just wanted to, kind of bring on Bill and let you guys hear from him directly. And so, Bill, yeah, please jump on the call. Again, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. I know you've got a wealth of knowledge and information to share.
Well, hey, thank you, James. What a wonderful introduction. I really appreciate you, my friend. James has been he's been the top guy, the most senior guy in the company for years, and he's just been a rock star in the industry for so many years. I don't even know how many years, but you're lucky to be working with James if you are, and we have a great team here. Before we go any further, I just want to say that in my entire business career, which has spanned my entire life, I have never found a business opportunity more exciting than what we're doing right here. Let me briefly explain what the opportunity is. So, having been in break room vending over 30 years, we noticed trends. I noticed trends. And about 10 years ago, we were seeing this micro market start to develop, but they were all in large companies with over 500 employees. So, and there's only about 32,000 companies with that many employees. And there's about 26,000 companies that already have a micro market, or what we might call an automated convenience store, in their break room. The trend is clear, and that's not the opportunity. There's too much competition for what's left there. But what I saw is that there are over 2 million locations with 50 to 500 employees, and they were not being served. Nobody had a payment system that was viable to work in the smaller businesses. And they also wanted the micro market. So what we did is, it took a couple years to develop, but we came out with a payment system that works for that market. And that's the key to the whole system. So we provide the payment system and the equipment and the training and the branding and locating assistance and all the help you need to get rocking and rolling in the business.
I want to talk a little bit about kind of who this business is for, and also some of the benefits to this benefit to this business. And really, this is a business for entrepreneurs, obviously people that are have that mindset, want to be their own boss. They want to create more financial freedom. And I talk with people every day, and a lot of people are business owners, or they've owned businesses in the past. But what they're what appeals to them about what we're doing is the ability to create a truly passive income. A business where they don't have to be there every day. They don't have to, monitor employees, and it's something they can, definitely set up and operate. But we tend to attract a lot of folks that are really looking for something that is, somewhat turnkey, where obviously there's work involved here, but it's not a business where they need to be there every single day of the week. And also, it's something that they can scale up to whatever level. We've got folks that come here that are, just looking to create some supplemental income, and we've got folks that are coming here looking to replace their income, and we've got opportunities for people, to start with 3 markets to create an additional 52,000 annual net profit or more with 3 markets, or all the way up to 10 markets where we've got folks starting at that level too that are generating upwards of 178,000 annual profit. So this is a business for people that want to create more, and also something that they could potentially scale up and it's something that you can operate on a part-time basis. It's, we don't expect people to leave their current profession or job unless they want to. But quite frankly, we have a lot of people doing into what we're doing, and I know we've had a lot of success stories. And so anyways, that's kind of what we're all about, is helping people create more passive income, create more freedom financially, and live the type of lives where they don't have to go to a business every day of the week. They can, once this business is operational and set up, and in companies it's mainly a service call once a week, and a lot of folks will even outsource that, and just manage this from afar, so to speak. So one of the major things that people always like, that are concerned about, is the importance of finding good locations, and that's something that is very key to this business. And how are we able to help people find good locations? Because I know that's important. Everyone I talk to wants to know about that. How are you guys?
Yep, that's on everybody's mind. Great question. That's one of the most important questions to ask. Everybody asks that question, and you might think that locations could be a problem, and of course they would be. If we couldn't get enough locations, there'd be a problem. But the fact is, there's so many that we're just overwhelmed with them. We have over 2 million locations we've identified in the United States, and we have no competition that we know of after 3 years of rolling these out. We've got less than 1,000 markets that we've set up so far, and it's a big United States with over 2 million locations. So we have a process. We have a cookie cutter approach to getting locations, and several different ways we go about it, depending on your needs, your time, and so on. So, for example, we have a direct mail program that's very effective. We build a list of businesses that are meet our specifications, so we already know they're large enough and they're the type of business that would like a market in their break room. And then we send them a 4-color postcard, and we get good response from that. We get locations from that. Another way is our website and our SEO. We become findable on the internet when anybody's searching for vending services, and they don't know that they can have break room with a micro market, so they get excited when they see that. We get locations coming in from the websites that we build for you, or that you can have built for yourself. And also, we have people in the field. We have a gentleman named Joseph who we've worked with for well over 30 years. He's an independent, but you have the option of hiring him, and he comes out to you, and he does trains you in place and gets locations and helps you with the whole process. And what he does is he trains you to not ever need him again. He has a philosophy that if you teach a person to fish, you feed them for a lifetime, right? Where if you give them a fish, you feed them for a day. So he's not coming out to just get your locations. He's coming out to give you a system and a strategy for long-term locating, ongoing location. So that you can do it yourself, and that you'll have a stream of people coming to you asking for locations and a waiting list for more locations. So when you have equipment, you can add, you can just go to your waiting list.
We've got, everything from a direct mail marketing to a professional like Joseph to really help people, get the locations. And it, like you said, it first starts with identifying those locations, and we're using we have access to a national database where we can create these target list of businesses. So we know we can get very pinpointed on what types of companies we want to, contact. We can eliminate certain types of businesses like restaurants and grocery stores, things of that nature. We can target specific size companies, and we're able to, identify and the right companies, because that's an important part of the process here. In order to get the best locations, is you have to first identify the right companies to market to, and then what we're offering these companies is a free service. It doesn't cost them anything. The money is made in the sales of the snacks and drinks, and so it's really not that tough of a process. And I know a lot of people I talk to every day, are concerned about it, but also again, we're offering a free service, so it's really just a matter of getting in front of enough companies and offering them this free service. And you offer this free service to enough companies, you're going to get a percentage of those people that are going to want to have a micro market in their business. And what we're doing here too, this is not a new concept, by the way. A lot of people, I speak with don't have no idea of the nature of this business, and the fact that micro markets have been in operation in businesses with over 500 employees since 2011. And at present time, there's already over 23,000 of these micro market locations in the U.S. In 2017. This segment of vending generated close to $1 billion in sales. But don't just take my word for it. Do your own research too. And part of what we provide is articles that go into great detail about the micro market industry, and quote some statistics and numbers. And if you do any research at all, you'll find that this is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has grown exponentially since 2014, and it's predicted to just continue to grow and evolve. Anything that you want to add to that, Bill?
Well, just that not only has it already been growing exponentially, but our niche is growing exponentially because, to the best of our knowledge, we still have no competition. So in that niche of 50 to 500 employees, it's very profitable. And think of if you owned a business and you had a break room, wouldn't you rather have a nice automated market than a vending machine? I mean, we can offer. You have the option of offering fresh foods. We have so many more options and selections, and it's so much more convenient. So it's just a no-brainer. Any business that understands what we offer wants it. So locations are plentiful. They really are plentiful.
Some people don't know what a micro market is. It's basically like a mini 7-Eleven store. We'll put in a company break room, and if you've ever bought a snack or a drink at the airport, it's an open cooler concept, and it allows the vendors to offer a much larger variety and selection of items. With traditional vending machines, you're very limited. You're limited by what you can fit in that coil, and a lot of people. When they're servicing their traditional vending machines don't realize how much work it is to put products in those little coils. And with the micro market, it's an open cooler concept, and it's a lot more variety and selection, and we can offer a lot more, and it's just much more appealing to folks than having to put money into a vending machine and hope they get out what they put their money in for, and hope it's not an expired product, so on and so forth. So there's definitely a lot of advantages, a lot of reasons why micro markets are really the wave of the future. I know I get a lot of people that ask me all the time, this is in a private company break room, but do you have people stealing, taking things? Can you talk about kind of what we've done, or what we do to kind of prevent that?
Well, sure. Well, that's important. So here's the way. First of all, look at it this way. Before we even get into the details, the very fact that there's over 23,000 markets operating in businesses with over 500 employees, it works. So anyone could assume there's solutions. You just don't know yet what they are. It's not a problem. In the industry overall, we count on about 2% shrinkage, which that's the average. That shrinkage is any money lost to either error or theft or spoilage. So 2% is a pretty low number. It's something we price in. We actually suggest budgeting a 5% for shrinkage, and it's very unlikely to ever go over that. But the main reason that we don't have an issue with shrinkage is that we put them in businesses where we have a captive audience. I mean, the only employees have access, not the general public. So they have a vested interest in seeing the market continue to operate. They don't want it taken out because of a problem. So we make sure they know that it's important to pay accurately, and they know that. Another thing we do that's optional, but I recommend, is we affiliate with a major national charity. So, for example, if we're already budgeting 5% for shrinkage, I would rather pay that to a charity than just to have a shrinkage or loss. So we offer a charity, say the National Children's Cancer Society, 5% per month less any shrinkage or shortages. So we tell that to the location that, and we put a sticker on the market that has a picture of a cute kid and it says this market supports Children's Cancer Society. And then we let them know that. So if there's any issue, we go to the management and we say, hey, last month we couldn't send a full check to Children's Cancer. We'd like to send them 5%, but we can only send them 2% because we have 3% shrinkage. See, we take the 3 from the 5. Once stated in that way, we just ask the management, hey, talk to your people and tell them to be more careful about paying because we need to make sure we give the maximum donation to the Children's Cancer. So the employees understand that if they're shorting us, they're really shorting the kids, not us. And we don't use the word steal, we use the word short. We assume they made a mistake. We don't call them fees, right? So we just say to be careful about paying accurately. And honestly, it's much better to have some shrinkage than to invest tens of thousands of dollars in steel boxes called vending machine just to make theft impossible. Because you've got a much lower ROI. You spend all that money and then you've got lower sales. And with our system, you have a much lower startup cost and much higher sales, so we can afford a little bit of shrinkage. It's just no big deal. We just price it in as a cost of doing business. This is something everybody learns right away once you get set up and operational, and it's something new people question because they just don't understand the business. But if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. What do you think, James?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, people, if they're going to invest into a traditional vending machine, the equipment is typically more expensive than a micromarket, which consists of a cooler, some shelving, and a payment system. So it's in terms of your initial investment, it's much more of an investment to invest in a secure box, so to speak. And then also the problem with the traditional vending machine is that you're very limited on what you can sell and offer. And most people, when they're on break at work, they don't run to the vending machine using a vending machine. It's more that's their last resort. They have nothing else. But with a micro market, because we're able to offer larger variety and selection of items and healthy items, and it's just a much better concept, much more visually appealing, and people can get the product a lot quicker and easier due to our payment system. And we can talk more about that. But it's just a much it's just a much more user friendly experience. And I know that the bottom line really is the sales. The sales. I know we've had people that have replaced or sold their traditional machines and replaced them with micro markets, and their sales increase significantly by up to 300% sometimes. So that's really the bottom line. You got to look at if you have to spend a little bit more money, so to speak, on security, or you could even put a fake camera in there. A lot of companies do have cameras in their break rooms nowadays, but even if there's a location you were concerned about, and even a fake camera that lights up and points to the market is going to really deter the majority of folks. And again, these are people that go there day in and day out, and they work for a company, and they understand that if they're caught stealing in the workplace, they can lose their job. And quite frankly, most people in today's society are not really wanting to risk losing their job to steal a sandwich or a bag of chips or a soda. So I know the shrinkage is definitely, we have a listed 5%, kind of allocated towards that on our spreadsheet, but I know it's much less than that. And anything anything else you'd like to share on that, Bill?
No, I think you've covered that well. Let's just add a little bit about payment systems real quick, because when we started out with this, we tested a lot of payment systems, and a lot of people think, well, this has a kiosk, because a lot of people have seen these payment kiosks somewhere at airports or something. Well, first of all, kiosks typically cost at least $1,000 each. So every time you add a kiosk, you're making a very substantial additional investment. But more importantly, kiosks create lines. We don't want customers standing in the line waiting to pay, because that reduces sales. So while, yes, we do provide at least one kiosk in each location, still, we also offer an app-based payment system. So with our app-based payment platform, our customers can pay immediately with their own phone without having to wait in line. We can literally process hundreds of sales at the exact same moment, and they will all process immediately. Conversely, with each kiosk provided, we can only process one sale at a time. So while offering at least one kiosk is very important, an app-based payment option is just as essential, in my opinion. We stay on top of all the latest developments in payment system technology, and frankly, what's coming in the next couple years will blow your mind. As new and better technology becomes available, we offer it to our team members just as soon as it's practical and profitable to use.
People don't want to wait in line. We're an instant society, and if they're able to get their product quickly and easily, that's going to increase the sales drastically. And that's something that's very, very unique about us. It makes us different, compared to other micro market vending folks. Is with our app-based payment system that allows multiple users to purchase product at the same time. So we could have 20 people on break at the same time simultaneously purchasing product within the app. This is a huge component to increasing sales, and one of the things that really I believe helps us stand out and increase sales for our vendors, and versus a kiosk type of a setup, which is better than a traditional vending machine, but definitely does not eliminate the lines. And so that's really, I think that's a huge thing. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about on that subject, Bill, but I think we've covered it pretty well.
Yes, we have. I'll just add that business owners and locations often have a lot of questions, and we found the best way to answer them is simply to promote the free trial that we offer. Just try it out. Try it for a week or 2 or 3 or a month. You give them a chance to they can cancel at any time. Just try it out, because we can't possibly explain everything to their satisfaction. Nobody ever, to the best of my knowledge, nobody has ever taken a market and then asked to take it out later. Once they get it in the door, they want to keep it. So the marketing objective is just to get it in the door under almost any pretense that's ethical, and they love it.
If you haven't visited our website,
Healthy Smart Mart,
we've had a lot of success stories and a lot of people utilizing our system. And part of what makes our system so good is your knowledge, Bill, and you provide people with a step-by-step process on doing things. And if you haven't visited our website, I definitely encourage you to do so, because on our website you'll be able to hear from or read testimonials. Our website is healthysmartmart.com, and really see exactly what our markets look like, and hear directly from some of our vendors that we've worked with in regards to their success. Now, one of the things you'll find on our website too is a lot of people just raving about our professional locator, Joseph, who, like I said, he's been doing this for years. I encourage people to do that, because again, that's so important to get good quality locations. That's a key foundational piece to your business. And I know we've got direct mail marketing that we work with a company that's been doing that for over 20 years, and they get great results too. So we've got a variety of techniques to really help people get their locations, and we've even had people just go into a business with a business card and a website and a little bit of training from you, Bill, and have even gotten businesses to on their own. But right. So I know that it's not
totally
not
doable.
hard.
But let me just interject real quick on that note. It's easy if you just follow the training. We have training. Anybody can do it without needing to do direct mail, without needing to hire Joseph or anything. So I have on the team, we have a retired chiropractor who did nothing more than print business cards and went out and talked to the businesses on the list we gave him. And he got all he needed 4 locations, got them all within a couple of weeks. It's just not difficult. It's easy. It's simple and it's easy.
Yeah, a lot of people are concerned about getting good locations, and I have this question a lot too. Where what if I get a location and it's doesn't work out, doesn't pan out? And part of the reason that we don't have that problem is because of the research and the development and the targeted list we provide to people. And before you ever move equipment into a company, you've already met the owners, you've seen the site, and you know exactly how many employees are showing up every day. I mean, we can provide information on whatever information we need on that business through our national database we have access. So really, the work that goes into creating these targeted lists and the preliminary work is so important, which obviously we've been doing this for a while. And that's part of our expertise is really to create these target lists. And really, so when you put a market in a company, before you do that, you're going to know so much about the company and have met the owners, and you're going to have a really good feel. So that's why we really don't have issues with people not getting good locations or having to move locations or anything of that nature. That's kind of part of the process here that allows us to to help you have the most success possible quickly and easily, so you can create a passive income. And again, this is a business where I'd say the work mostly is up front in the beginning, right? Getting operational, getting in these companies. But once you're in a company, then let's talk more about that. A lot of people want to know, well, how many hours per week after I'm in a company, what am I going to need to go ongoing? In terms of that, is there anything, before we move on to that, Bill, is there anything else you'd like to add, to talk about in regards to that?
You did a very good job.
Yeah.
You did a very good job. The first location is the hardest, and after that, it gets much easier because, for one thing, you start getting referrals. Think about it this way: you place a just to pick an example, in the break room of State Farm Insurance, and they're in a big office building. Next thing you know, their neighbors are hearing about it. They're coming over and seeing it. Their employees are talking about it to other people that work at other companies. And then you start getting businesses calling you, asking if you can place one in their business. And plus, when you have one operational, you can send people over to look at it, and so on and so forth. So it just gets easier and easier and easier. People can start with however many they want. There's some economy of scale. If you start with a couple, it's going to cost more per location, and your ROI would be lower than if you start with more. The higher the number, the lower the cost, and the higher the ROI. But the main thing is to start, because it's so immensely profitable that once you see the money, you'll want to expand as quickly as you can. Nobody wants to go into anything thinking about failing or what they're going to do if they quit. We tend to what we focus on expands. We don't want to focus on that. But in the situation where you give it a fair try and you find out it's just not for you, what do? Well, we don't want anybody stuck with something they don't want. So we help people liquidate when that's the situation. And because it's commercial equipment, it's not returnable to the suppliers that we work with. But we don't, nor is it practical to ship it to different locations. But we found easy, and what I've done for over 10 years is we help you resell the equipment where it is. So if you've got them in locations, we just resell the locations. And if you've got some of it in storage, we can resell it in storage. So it's not a problem. There's a big market for this equipment, and we already make a market for them. So we can either help you sell them yourself, or we can do it for you. So we're happy to help you in that situation. But it's best not to focus on it, because you're not going to go there. You're going to be successful.
That's the right attitude to have. Is honestly, if they do what we teach them how to do, it's really a simple business, right? And if you're in a part of the country where you have a good number of businesses in your vicinity, and you're offering this to a company at no charge, and you're offering to set this up in their company break room and service them, and provide snacks and drinks on an ongoing basis for the company and their and their employees. I mean, most business owners are pretty open to that, right? So again, I have to remind people, it's really not a hard sell with what we do. There's some things that have to take place, and I know that I know we get people every week. I talk to at least one person a week that will contact us and say, well, do you have any existing locations that are already operational that I could just buy from you right now? And I know we get a lot of those kind of calls, and a lot of times people think that buying a business with existing locations is a better investment than starting up and getting the locations. Can you speak to that, Bill, in terms of the pros and cons, the difference between existing locations versus working with us? And yeah.
Well, sure. Well, first of all, we don't typically find people with established markets that they want to sell, because they're making a lot of money and they don't want to sell them. There's not really any on the market. And if there were, they would be very pricey. Typically, a an established business will sell for 2 to 3 times the annual gross profit. And that is way more than what it costs to start a new market from scratch. I wouldn't do it. Knowing what I know and knowing what you'll soon know about how to set up and start a market, you would just go start your own markets. You wouldn't want to buy an established one. Why pay that kind of money? Then your ROI is way lower. It doesn't make any sense to me to do that.
And by the way,
the numbers that we put in our profit illustrations are real numbers that come from the data you just mentioned, and they're very conservative in our experience. But actually, micromarkets typically do about 3 times better than vending machines, and most of that data comes from vending. So we're using the numbers for vending, but the micromarkets are typically higher than that. And then after you get operational, we have other profit centers we can add to increase the revenue even further, but we won't get into that now.
Let's just talk about next steps then.
Okay. Let me start by saying that
the number one cause of failure is quitting. So think about that. Get started and resolve not to quit. Number 2 is wealthy people get started. Broke people are always getting ready to get started and thinking about getting started and analyzing getting started. Wealthy people get started. You get started, you don't have to have you got to do some due diligence, but you don't have to have every single answer. You get started and then you dial it in as you go. That's what I've always done in my business career, and all wealthy people do that. So getting started is key. We don't care how big you get started. You could start small or start big. We don't care. We want the right people to get started, and when you see the money, you'll expand quickly. We know that. So it's not important to us that you get, we're not trying to sell you a big package so we can make a lot of money or anything. We want the right people to expand this concept. Now, you will make more money if you start larger, but that's your decision. Getting started is key. I would decide when you feel like you have enough information, get started and don't overthink it.
Yeah, 100%, Bill. And I think that with this type of business that we're in, we're a little different. I do talk with people every day, and some people are looking for something right away, then they get started and get profitable and operational. And there's some people that are just kicking tires and want to wait 6 months to a year. Now, I always tell folks, because I know with our business, the way we work is we do have a limit to the amount of vendors we're able to bring into each region. I know we typically will market pretty aggressively in a region for several months, but it's not going to be forever. And once we have a certain amount of vendors, we at some point will have to cut it off. So I just encourage people, if you're looking at this, if you're listening to this now, do your homework now, do your research now, make your decisions sooner than later, because if you decide this is something that you want to do, you believe will help you get to the next level to create more passive income, whether you want to supplement your income, replace your income, again, we can help you get there, whatever level you want to, where you want to participate at, anywhere from 3 to 10 markets. But the thing is don't wait on it too long, because I know that we've had some people that waited too long and they've kind of missed out on the opportunity. It's always better to be on the front end in a new area than wait till the last, be the last person. So definitely, if this is something you're seriously considering, read and review every email we sent you and get back to us, get back to me, and let's set up a call for an informational interview and talk more about what's important to you and let us help you create better results, create more passive income, create more financial freedom, and put yourself in a position where if you wanted to retire early or transition out of what you're currently doing, you're going to have more options to do so. Don't wait too long.
Well, very good. And the biggest reason not to wait is because every day you wait, you're losing income that you could have had. And the other thing is, the area you want could be gone. That's just the reality of the situation. And I should comment briefly on our growth. Right now, we have been rolling these out really at a discounted price just to get a lot of momentum going and a lot of people started. The prices to get started are abnormally low. They're lower than they should be. And when my next book comes out, Micromarkets, Profit from the Automated Convenience Store Boom, it's about to release, and when it does, our prices are going to go up also. So It's not going to get better or easier or cheaper if you wait. It's going to get more expensive, and your area could be gone, and so on. So that's just the facts. And lastly, I want to just point out that we are not a sales organization. We're a consulting organization. So what we do is we build long-term relationships with people that we basically think of you as our partner, because we really are in a sense. We want to work with people that we can grow with. So nobody here is going to push you to make a decision. It's all on you to decide when you're ready. We just try to encourage you to make good decisions and help you the best we can. And James, you're a pro at that. You're the best.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that compliment, and I appreciate you too for all that you do. And I know that we've made many improvements, and you continue to refine and evolve, and you're on the cutting edge in terms of this industry. So definitely. Definitely grateful that for your knowledge, your experience, and the fact that you're always you're such an innovator in this industry.
Well, thank you.
If you've listened to this call today and taken the time, then let's talk about your next steps. Definitely, we want you to do your homework, read and review all the information we're going to send your way, but most importantly, book a call. And let's have a chat. Let's talk about what's important to you and how we can potentially help you and put yourself in a position to, create a different financial picture for yourself, whether it's creating more, passive income, whether you want to replace your income, supplement it, whatever it is, get back to us, book a call as soon as possible, and we'll definitely, I'm happy to spend some time with you on the phone and explain more, talk about possibilities, look at your area more in depth. Again, if we're marketing in your area, if you're listening to this call, there's opportunity, but don't wait too long, because the longer you wait, the less the opportunity is going to be there. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of our business. So thank you for your time. Appreciate everyone that is listening to this call, because I know your time is valuable and important, so we appreciate your time.
I encourage everyone to get back with your rep. Make a call, text, or schedule an appointment using the link we gave you, and have a conversation. Get your questions answered.
We're looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to talking with each of you personally and meeting you at some point. And thank you all for showing up and taking the time for this call.